Tefere Gebre is with us, the Executive Vice President of the AFL-CIO. AFL-CIO.org is the website. Tefere, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for having me.
You guys were right next door to us. We're in the building that is just next door to the Heritage Foundation here. And, in fact, Jim took some footage of your gig this morning on his phone. He'll be playing it in the background, I believe, while we're talking. Tell me what y'all did this morning.
Well, we have been asking the Heritage Foundation, which, as you know, they have been the leaders in depressing wages and making arguments that we should not raise wages in this country. And President Trump had challenged Jim DeMont to actually debate him in public. Mm-hmm. And they were very shy to respond to that. They have been trying to tell us that, our policy people can talk to you, but not Jim DeMont. And we went today to call him out on that and saying, what are you afraid of? Come out and debate us.
Wow. And Tefere, did you get any response?
Not much. You know what they were doing, Tom, inside when we were outside?
No.
They were debating, actually, the feminist movement.
Oh, yeah.
And they were talking about how the feminist movement is dead. Oh. And it's very ironic that we're calling for wages to go up, which proportionately affects women in this country.
Yeah, the largest percentage of minimum wage workers in this country, and I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 75% of all of them, are women.
Yep. Not teenage women. This is grown-up women.
Yeah.
Grown-up women. And it was very ironic. I think still they're inside talking about how to actually increase their war on women. And so we wanted to go and call them out. And I was glad to be there with about 25 of my hardworking people who took their lunch break and went and protested in front of the Heritage Foundation.
Yeah, that is remarkable. Tefere Gebre, what else is the AFL-CIO up to these days? It's been a while since we've had any of you on as guests.
Well, we think that the time is now to talk about wages more than anything else. And so our Raising Wages campaign actually encompasses a lot of things: gender equality, workplace safety, all those things, under one microscope of looking at it from Raising Wages perspective. For decades, as you have been talking about, American workers have been suffering a stagnated wages. Well, we're the highest producing nation, the highest producing workers in the world. And that was not enough. Now, the last 4 years, we have seen wages not only stagnate, but actually go down for the average worker. It's not only about minimum wage workers, but about all workers who are not in the 1%.
Yeah. And meanwhile, some of our trading partners are doing just fine. Thank you very much. It's just it's amazing what American companies are doing, the outsourcing of jobs and everything else.
Yeah. You have TPP now that's being behind closed doors, being debated by both sides of the aisle, by Democrats and Republicans, about doing fair trade and trading with countries like Vietnam, which does not have even a standard labor laws that we can enforce in any way. Yeah. And all of that goes back to, depressing wages in this country.
And, I think that the TPP is misnamed. We've got NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, and the CAFTA, the Central American Free Trade Agreement. And this is really the Southern Hemisphere Asian Free Trade Agreement. And so it should be called SHAFTA. Then we'd have NAFTA, CAFTA, and SHAFTA.
Exactly. You know what? Tell workers in the Midwest whose plants have been shut down if that was free to them.
Yeah.
None of these two free trades are free.
Yeah.
They are paid for by American workers.
Yeah.
So that's what their line is. It's free trade. No, it's not free trade. It's being paid for by people who used to have decent jobs, now out on unemployment, and they can't even get their unemployment check anymore.
Right. So do you think that the kind of conventional wisdom in this town from the cynics that I talk to is that after the election in November, probably right around Christmas time when nobody's paying attention and in a lame duck session in the middle of the night, the Republicans in the House and the Republicans and a few Democrats in the Senate, or maybe even the Democrats in the Senate, who knows, this is kind of a bipartisan screw job, are going to get together and pass fast track so that right after the first of the year, while everybody's got a hangover from New Year's, the president can throw down this Shafta bill in front of Congress for an up or down vote. What do you think?
Well, we're doing whatever we can to stop this. Especially, we feel that if we start fast track on this, they're changing the name of even fast track right now.
They're trying to call it
very good shot of actually really negotiating this thing down to where it should be.
Yeah.
And so far, the Democrats, at least on this, have been holding on.
Yes.
And the Senate Majority Leader came out and said that that's not even a starter, and we're going to hold them to that.
Yeah.
And it's going to be up to all of us, your listeners, us, working people, to actually be vocal and make sure that this is going to become one of the issues that's debated throughout the election, raising wages and also this crazy trade deals.
Right. Yeah. Feel free to suggest to your brain trust and PR folks and messaging folks that we start referring to it as the Southern Hemisphere Asian Free Trade Agreement, SHAFTA. I really think that would catch on,
I'll definitely pass that on. Thank you so much.
No on SHAFTA. We've already had NAFTA, CAFTA. We don't need it to be SHAFTA.
That's right.
Okay.
All right.
Tefere Gebre, thank you, the Executive Vice President of the AFL-CIO. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Great talking to you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.